We all struggle time to time with not properly eating. However, it can be very devastating, especially for some group of people. There is one group of people that struggles with not being able to eat, even if they love and seafood. And another one, when they overeat, they cannot stop and then purge, and it's like a vicious cycle for both of them when it seems like they cannot get out. And I specifically work with these people. And in this story, I want to share my own journey, what helped me, and how I see it working with other clients, with my clients. So what happened is that at some point I was keep getting loops of when I would open the refrigerator, for example, I see food, but I would tell that is not what I want. There is nothing there that I want. And if you have missed this kind of short window, if you're already becoming hungry, then what happens, not only sometimes my blood sugar go down and I can faint, but also looking at the food, you kind of started to regress very, very fast. The thinking process seems like out of the window. You're standing there and it just felt like 500, you're 500 feet below the water. There is no way that you can say anything because you're barely struggling to have kind of stay alive, put your soul back together, because it seems like emotions are going uh, to break you apart into shredded pieces. And there is a whirlpool of emotional sensations coming, bombarding from anger, frustration, mostly at people around you. There is no way to tolerate it. You start to scream and yell, and it's very, very hard. So there are two things that help me to overcome it. Number one, I have developed language, talking to myself, which takes a little bit of time, but it is soft language. It's like caring parent who is keep asking and nagging. I understand that you don't see anything. Maybe just tiny bit of cheese. There is nothing wrong with trying cheese. Just tiny bit of like 2 nuts, just a little bit. Because the moment if I will be able to talk myself into eating any food, it seems like I would be able to start breathing again, like my brain will turn on the, the cortex, the thinking part of it. And I will be like, okay, I don't see anything here, but I have a freezer, I have a pantry, I have a restaurants around I can walk. There are plenty of stuff around that I can do. Unfortunately, at that moment when you are regressing emotionally, you're regressing to the stage when the trauma have happened. It's very, very hard. Number two, what helped me is actually to get into trance and heal through the trance by implementing new strategies. I don't have any memories, and that is the hardest one to fix because with a memory, you at least can rewrite it. If there is no memory, most likely it's a pre-verbal trauma before you could talk. And I did not have any memory, but I had my mom repeatedly told me that I was a very bad baby because I was refusing eat. Like she was trying to breastfeed me, and I would just for some reason just didn't like it, and I would stop it. And she thought it's a good idea to leave me swaddle in the room and walk away, just let me cry it out. As we know from modern psychology, the baby who is swaddled, tiny, 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 the neocortex is not properly working. There is no whatsoever expectation that mom is coming back, so you're immobile, you're tremendously scared, you're hungry, and there's nobody coming. Your emotional world is falling apart. At that time, there wasn't probably any other options, whatever. right now, don't do this. And it is hard because emotionally I was probably getting into that same state of whirlpool of sensations that reflexes would kick in, and it's very, very hard place to be. So that is the story of my own journey. And you do need a therapy session for it. You need to work with someone whom you trust, simply because it's very hard to do on your own. And those people, they also can have a different story when they, as majority of us, when we are getting stressed out, we can have developed another mechanism when we start to compensate by sometimes when we are stressed out, drinking wine, eating at night time, and all other bad habits. I can do a different video, and I have done a couple of them in the past on this topic. If you want me to do it more, just hit a like and at least put a plus in the comment section so I know that you are interested in this topic. Stay healthy and be unstoppable.